Hello, I'm Justin, the founder of Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy has been around for 5 years, but we have personally been tuning suspension on off-road cars and race vehicles for over 25 years. We tune between 10 and 15 cars per day, every single day of the week. Our concentration is tuning shock systems and supplying components that improve the ride quality of your car in many ways. Not only do we work on the average UTV, but we also tune suspension for race teams and professional drivers. We currently tune for over 87 race teams in Best in Desert and Score. Our clients and race teams rely on our suspension components to allow them to win races and keep them safe. Suspension is a moving target. We are always trying to hit that target with every customer that we work with. Each customer's needs can be different, and we tune our kits accordingly. Our research and development never stops. We improve our components every single day. As the industry evolves and improves, so do our parts and kits. As of right now, we have over 100 products for UTVs. So when you bring your car to us, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have the most experience, the highest quality products, and the fact that your car is being tuned specifically to you.
Let's do this. Get ready for the Dirt Life Show.
Woo! Yeah! Monday. Welcome to episode 33 of the Dirt Life Show. We are stoked to have all you guys join us tonight, especially in all these crazy times that we have going on right now. It's amazing that we have this little show that everybody likes to listen to and tune in. I am your host, Georgie Hamill. In studio, I have my buddy Casey Peck. How's it going, Case?
What's up? Going good.
Everything cool with your birthday this past, what was it, Monday?
Tuesday?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
No, it was Tuesday, right? Because we had the show on Monday.
That's right. It was.
Right on.
We were good. I finally got my new kicks out.
Dude, those things are pretty sweet, man. I got to admit, I like the red. So I had a choice. I went up to Shock Therapy the other day, and I had a choice to get a black hat or a red hat, and I was really, really going to think about getting the red one. And I wish I did now that you saw those shoes.
Yeah, my kids like them. My wife doesn't like them so much.
Because they're too bright?
It's too bright.
Yeah.
She's a bland and bland with nothing in it.
Her bagel with cream cheese minus the cream cheese?
Yeah.
Right on. Well, yeah, like I said, thank you everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate everybody so much. I say it every show, but it's because it's true, and we really do appreciate you guys tuning in. A couple things to get out of the way is we always want everybody to chime in and interact with us. Our YouTube stuff is getting a little bit better. Our Instagram stuff is getting a little bit better, and Facebook as always. So please comment in any questions that you guys have. We're going to have an open discussion today about everything that's going on in our society currently. Try to see if we can give you guys a little bit of motivation too. There's some certain things that I've been through over the past year that I think are relatable to this. What do they call it? Pandemic. I just hate that word, but
right.
But anyways, the stuff that we're going through right now, and being able to turn out a little bit more positive. Our featured guest tonight, has a very positive and outgoing attitude as well. Her name is Shelby Anderson. She is just an amazing human being all around. Her positivity is pretty infectious, man. Like it's pretty neat to see. Anytime you have a conversation with her, she's got a big smile on her face, and she's really doing a lot of good stuff in her life. She's a young woman. She's going to college. She's doing some really cool stuff with Polaris, and she is just a really fast racer too. I think last show I was even saying that she passed me like I was standing still at the
Yeah.
UTV World Championship.
That's right.
So she's a UTV World Champion and just a phenomenal human being in general. So we can't wait to talk to Shelby. We'll have her come up a little bit later, maybe 6:30, 6:45-ish after we're done talking about all this stuff. We'll have her chime in too and see what she thinks as well. So, yeah, please keep just commenting and let us know what you guys think. Give us your guys' feedback on the topics that we're discussing. And if for some reason you can't watch the live show and you're going to listen to it in the archives, like on iTunes or Google Play or Stitcher or SoundCloud, any of those other ones, you can always just instant message us at the Dirt Life Show on Instagram or Facebook, and we try to get back to everybody as quickly as possible. So just send us your questions or any types of comments or anything that you think there. If you have suggested guests that you want us to potentially interview in the future, we're booked out for a couple months, but it'll still be cool to get a different perspective on who we should talk to, you know what I mean? A lot of these people are my friends or your friends, or so it'd be cool to see who else we can talk to, you know what I mean?
Yep, I do.
Get some fresh faces in here.
Sure. Mix up the content a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Well, speaking of that, that's actually a good transition. We're going to be mixing up the content a little bit too, so if you guys haven't joined our Instagram page yet, it's, like I said, at the Dirt Life Show. We're going to be doing a lot more live content. We're going to be publishing a lot more posts and things like that, but over the next couple weeks here, we have some fantastic stuff we're going to do. We'll probably do like maybe 10 to 30 minutes, probably around 20 minutes or so, with some just awesome garage, like shop talk conversations with some really key influential people that are in the industry. Some of them have already been guests with us, but it'll be really cool because it'll all be based around what's going on right now, what you can do better in your life, what you can do, like if you're a racer and you need to still have sponsorship obligations that you're not racing, so you need to fulfill them and pay back your sponsors with their return on the investment that they've invested in you, and different things like that. So I think it'll be really, really cool to have all these people on, and we'll just have like a real quick Q&A with them, and you guys can chime in. It'll be really, really awesome. So we can't wait to do that for you guys. So feel free to add us on Instagram at the Dirt Life Show. And like I said, you can always check us out on the archives. We're always live Monday nights on Facebook and YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So feel free to check us out there anytime. If you guys are listening on the archives and you want to see our pretty faces on Monday nights. And thank you very, very much to all of our sponsors. They're the people, like I say every week, that make it this show possible for us. So thank you very much to the guys at Shock Therapy. We're going to actually go visit them tomorrow too. So thank you to them. You can use the code DIRTLIFE for anything on the Shock Therapy website and get a big old fat discount. You can also call up and talk to any of the guys at the front and use the code DIRTLIFE as well. You can get your whole car revalved and suspension redone, do all of their ride improvement system. They even have a new, it's called IQS. It's like an electronic button that you can press. They got it for the Yamaha now too, and it changes your whole valving and stuff like on the fly.
That's cool.
Yeah. So imagine if you had that on dirt bikes.
Is that like the Fox kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's
similar idea.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's it's with the Fox shocks.
Okay, gotcha.
But they're helping develop it with
Sure.
Fox, but they're doing it to like the vehicle, the YXZ, like it's brand new. It's like just came out. So
Awesome.
they're really on the cutting edge of that stuff. So it's cool to see that. So use the code DIRTLIFE and go get yourself a ride improvement system, make your car handle all sweet. Thank you very much to the guys at Zollinger Racing Products. You can also use the code DIRTLIFE on their website. We know a few people that have already bought like the radius rods that we gave away and different stuff like that. That was really, really cool, man. I've seen some people that were watching the Dirt Life show that have gone out and purchased the products and saved some money. So it was really cool to see that, man. I love being able to go back to our sponsors and tell them, hey, we helped you. So
yeah, that's cool.
It makes a big difference to us too.
Sure.
So, and thank you very much to the guys at Rugged Radios. You can also use the code DIRTLIFE with them and save a whole bunch of money on their website. Right now, we are going to do a giveaway this week, too. Hopefully, we'll do it this week. We're going to try. So pay attention to our social media. Like I just plugged our Instagram at The Dirt Life Show. We are going to give away 2 of these radios. They're the standard Rugged Radios walkie-talkies. But this is what most of the guys use in like short course racing for the in-car and spotter radios. And also, you can use them for the communication between race control and the spotter as well. These things are super good. They're 5-watt radios, dual band, so they're really, really awesome. So these are the most common radio that Rugged actually uses and that most short course racers use. So we're going to give these bad boys away, and so pay attention to our social media. We're going to try to see if we can blow it up on Instagram. So one lucky winner will get 2 awesome radios. So one of the things that I want to talk about tonight, well, we got a comment coming in, huh? Don't get caught in the wrong hood with those shoes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Those things are pretty badass, Alfonso.
We're in Arizona. I think we're okay.
Yeah, and plus we're way out in the country, too.
Yeah.
So any of the cowboys that live out here, I don't think they'll be too mad at you.
Plus, big, tall, doofy white guy. I don't know anybody's scared.
Wearing a taco T-shirt.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Dude, I still love that T-shirt,
It's
man.
the best.
The best part about it, he's pouring hot sauce on himself.
That is the best part, actually.
This is pretty good. I wanted to ask you about your birthday. Did you get to go on any rides or anything?
I didn't.
No?
It was pretty boring.
Oh, just because you had to work?
Yeah, just working from home, which is good. I'm happy that we can still do that. But I don't know if we talked about this last time, but the whole house is this is the new us. The new Peck house is that Courtney's doing online therapy, so she's got the real office tied up. She's doing the real work.
Right.
And then the girls both have online school that they're catching up with.
Well, Shelby and Lily. So Shelby has something in common with our featured guest.
Yeah, absolutely. And then dear old dad gets to figure out what's left.
You got to go sit on the back porch or in the garage or something?
Yeah, so I'm using the TV for the third monitor, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I don't know.
Do you get kicked out when they got to watch Netflix?
Yeah, I've got them under control a little bit, but I like to call the dogs my coworkers also. So my colleagues, they're a little bit mischievous with everybody.
It's
doing
funny,
everything, so
because I've talked to a few people that are working from home that have a little bit more serious job like you have, and they all say the same kind of thing. Like it's like culture shock, like
yeah,
big time.
Totally, and you can actually get a lot more done because you're not being bothered. You know, the conversations that happen in the office setting or whatever, and it's not a bad thing. It's just you actually can get quite a bit done when it's quiet and
it makes a big difference.
Totally.
We were actually talking about that the other day because for a big number of years, like I've worked in either my own office or doing all the software development and stuff. I've worked in my own office or remotely from home, and I do work for massive companies and stuff. But the cool part about it is that you can really focus, but some people aren't like that self-motivated.
Yeah.
So it's pretty difficult, and I can see the transition being difficult for a lot of people nowadays because it's not like get up, get your Starbucks, and go to work.
Right.
Like you get up and then you're like, oh, what do I do now?
Yeah, you're not in your everyday habit.
Exactly.
Kind of thing, right.
Exactly.
Yep. And our guys are still going out and doing the best they can with. A few things have changed on some of the job sites, but they're still out there kicking butt. And one in particular I have to mention. This is one of our awesome foremen that is one of those guys that is like a give back kind of guy.
Yeah.
So that's why it's worth mentioning for sure. First of all, he's a great guy. But he's got these kids in the neighborhood that he I think the way I see it, he's kind of adopted them as the big brother.
Yeah.
So he's there to kick the ball around or do whatever they're doing. One of the kids crashed on his bike and somehow got his leg stuck.
In his pedal bike?
Yeah. So I don't know the whole story, but at any rate, his bike had to be sacrificed so he could get his leg out. The fire department and all that. Well, Joe Oslin is his name. Awesome dude. Out of the kindness of his heart, he buys the kid a new bike.
No way.
Which is awesome. And then this is where the twist happens, which is such a bummer. He's showing him how to do a wheelie on this new bike after he builds it for him and everything, and he loops out and steps off, and when he steps off, he blew his knee up.
Oh,
it's
dude.
such a bummer.
Poor Joe.
So he's at home recuperating. So thoughts and prayers with Joe. Sorry, buddy, but he's doing the right thing, right? He's out there just trying to make the best of and help somebody.
Yeah, I love hearing so. Dude, we should get the news to freaking go over there and give him a pat on the back. Check it out.
Totally.
That's pretty cool, though, especially like right now. Like with this stuff that's going on.
Right, totally.
I feel like that's a really, really awesome thing to do.
For sure.
I wish more people would do that. I wish I got to do that.
Well, what it made me realize was that, like, Joe's a good guy for sure, but I have a feeling that there's more than we know, right? Because everybody's running around only talking about the sky falling.
Right.
When here's a guy that's like, hey, these kids need some help. I'm going to help them out. I actually think that there's more of that going on than we think. I just wish it were kind of showcased a little better than the garbage that we're getting bombarded with. You know what I mean?
I was thinking about that the other day too, and that's kind of one of the things that's a good transition into our next topic is making a positive out of a negative. You know what I mean? Like we'll just get into it. So tomorrow is going to be kind of gets me teared up a little bit, my 1 year anniversary for almost dying at the UTV World Championship last year.
It's crazy that it's a year.
It's crazy, but and I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, shit, like it's it doesn't feel like it was that long ago. It feels like it was yesterday. But then I also start thinking about, like, I try not to think about all the stuff that you go through because you want to get past it, But
Right.
you start thinking about all the little things that happen. You're like, dude.
Yep. As you start putting all that stuff back together, and
Yeah, and it really starts getting to you.
and before you get back into it, because I definitely have some questions for you. But the positive is, I was just thinking about it just right before the show, was that I don't want to base it on looks because that's kind of superficial. But you look great.
Thanks.
I mean, from where it was, absolutely. But at the same time, there's still things that you have to deal with that are not on the surface.
Yeah, daily.
So, yep. So I totally get it. But the positive is at least that when you look at yourself, you can say, "Hey, I'm closer. I feel a little closer to normal."
Yep.
Again, not trying to be superficial, but that's that.
Well, that's the
there's some
reality of
motivation
it,
there
though.
too. Is like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm moving forward, and the next thing you do is the next positive thing forward. So,
Well, if we're going with the positive thing, like
Yep.
I never had good teeth, and now I got teeth. So
we
that's-
could have
yeah.
some pizza.
So yeah, exactly. So I can eat more pizza and tacos. But you're totally right, though. Like everybody does see that superficial part, and I think that's a big thing of what, kind of to go back 2 steps on what you just said, is we wish people would see the more positive part of it instead of maybe seeing some of the negative that the news media or whoever relays to us, right? So it's not necessarily that it's wrong. It's just, why can't it be more with a smile on your face?
right.
You know what I mean? Or something like that. And when you see it superficially like that, because everybody does, including us, you only see what's being told to you, right? You only see what's right in front of you. You
Right.
don't
And what's
see
on the surface.
Exactly.
Right.
You don't see the internals or
Right.
what's really going on. So no matter what, even if people try to explain it to you, it's very difficult. And we'll actually get a little bit into it with our guest Shelby Anderson tonight because she's had some struggles herself. And it's really cool to see when people go through that. And kind of like what you said, I always want to be better, right? But I still have to give myself a pat on the back every day because I know that I'm doing better and I know that I'm trying to do my best. But without giving myself my own recognition,
Right.
I'll fall into all that crappy stuff.
Right.
So you really need to have that positive attitude, even towards yourself.
Right.
So
Right. And it starts with waking up, right?
Exactly.
Thank you, Lord. I'm waking up. We got another chance to make a difference.
Well, just like was it the first show that you come in and co-hosted with me was Mike Young. Remember that? He said he wakes up every day and he's like, thank you, Lord, for letting me wake up today. I know I'm still paralyzed.
Right.
But today is a new day and I'm going to go out and kick its ass.
Right. And speaking of Mike, I think when he does wake up and say, hey, it's a new day to make a difference, I think he means it. You know what I mean? And
dude, he's
I
made
just
so
wish
much difference.
I just wish more people would. We all fall in that traps. Don't get me wrong, right? Oh, this isn't perfect and that's not perfect. I'm guilty. But if we can remind ourselves, hey, I woke up.
Yeah.
There's the sun's out.
Exactly.
And try to do something good for somebody.
I think that's a really, really positive thing for everybody to look at right now in our current environment, because everybody is waking up in a different situation than they were 3 months ago
or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
A short time ago.
Absolutely.
So it makes a huge difference if you can wake up like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you could wake up like Mike, be like Mike.
I like that.
But I think it would make a huge, huge difference. And that's kind of the stuff that I wanted to relay a little bit on the show.
That's part of my question, actually, is that, okay, going back, you didn't have this whatever we have going on right now. I hate to put the C word out of my lips, right?
Yeah.
But the whole world didn't have this thing to focus on. So for you, it was everyday, normal, everything. Life was going on normal outside wherever you had to deal with what you were dealing with.
Right.
So really the question is, because there's parallels there, is how do you get up and say, okay, what's my next baby step move? Because you were in a dark place, obviously, right?
Yeah,
Without
absolutely.
hashing the whole thing out. I mean, I'm going to let you get as far into that as you want, but it sure seems to me that there's lots of parallels here.
There's a million parallels. I think there's the one biggest parallel you kind of just talked about is I had to catch up, right? Right now, nobody has to catch up because everybody's behind. So
Right.
in my race, I was way behind, right? So there's a lot of things that are parallel right now. People are losing their jobs. People are getting laid off. Financial stability is in jeopardy.
Right.
Some people are getting sick. Some people are getting sick. Some people's parents are getting sick and they can't see them.
Right.
So there's all these different things happening, and we're just barely touching the surface, right?
Right.
Well, for me, I was struck with very similar things that happened to me. I was injured very, very badly, and they didn't know if they were going to be able to put me back together again.
Right.
So I was facing those same things. I didn't know what was going to happen. It was very unlikely that something positive was going to happen to me.
Right.
So I had to deal with those negative thoughts and feelings, right? I also had to understand all of the clients that I was working with. Now I can't work with them.
Right.
Even if I tell them it's going to be 2 months, I have no idea.
Sure.
And unfortunately, I don't have any of those clients anymore. Well, I have some of them, but I don't have that income anymore.
Right.
So I don't have a job, just like these people did.
Right.
So I have to figure out a new way to do it.
Right.
The health situation. Now all of a sudden I have a bunch of medical bills. These people are going to have a bunch of bills coming in, right?
Right.
So they're going to still have to pay for their air conditioning, their electric bills. They're
Right.
not going to have any way to get the money, you know? So there's a lot of things that go in parallel, but I think the main thing that I was told during this whole process that everybody saw from my situation and the vibe that I was giving out, if that's a good word,
Mm-hmm.
was how the fuck is this dude so positive? And the only reason I was like that was because there was no other way to be.
Right.
There was literally no other choice. You can't be negative, because the minute that you're negative in a situation like that, it's game over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got nothing.
Right.
So I don't want to say that everybody has to be positive in a situation like this, because there's tons of negatives, right? But wake up like Mike
Mm-hmm.
and say, I can do better today than I did yesterday.
Right.
I can figure out a way to, maybe I don't have my job anymore. Maybe I can get a new job. Maybe I can work from home.
Right.
You know, like for me, this podcast has been a huge help for us,
Right.
because it's given me the opportunity to still have interaction with a lot of people, because I was basically quarantined for the last year, right?
Right.
I mean, I get to do a little bit of stuff,
Right.
but every day I wake up, I'm still jacked up.
Right.
And so I don't know what's going to
I
happen.
don't know if I was supposed to say right there.
Yeah. Well,
I know what you mean.
you're reading along the same lines as me, and
Right.
people, when they wake up now, they don't know what's going to happen, right? I don't know how I'm going to feel the next day.
Sure.
I don't know if my head's going to feel like it's going to pop. I don't know if my eyes are going to work. Like, it's bananas, right? So that same confusion really goes a long ways, especially in the time we're in right now, because nobody knows.
Right.
But you can still create a little bit of your own destiny, right?
Well, and I think a huge thing is, like, if you're going to get out and go see the taco shop guy or whatever you're going to do for the day, or maybe, I don't know what it is.
Ride a bike.
Whatever it is. You know, you hope you're going to interact with somebody at some point during the day. And just like Joe made that whole pack of kids month or day or year probably. They're never going to forget that some dude had it in his heart to, like, go, hey, I can help somebody out.
Yep.
So what I'm getting at is, I don't know what Joe's going through or what he's going through daily, or maybe everything's great, but we have that choice every day to say, maybe I do have some issues or problems or whatever I'm struggling with, but if I don't project that onto the next guy or gal or whoever that maybe you make their day or month or year or whatever.
100%. And now those kids are going to do the same thing when they see a person in need.
I'm sure they won't forget that.
Yeah, exactly. It's that whole pay it forward thing.
Sure.
Yeah. Dude, that is super cool. And I think we should do more of that. Like, I feel like us as people, you and I personally, should do more of that. I think it would be a good deal. Well, we're kind of doing it with this Rugged Radio giveaway, these guys and us.
Yep.
Just kidding. But so yeah, I think that's the main thing. And I don't want to get too far into it, because it really kind of gets me going to understand all the shit that I've been through in the last year. But dude, I can tell you one thing. I'm freaking pumped that I've lasted this whole year, man.
Absolutely. And the good news is, right now is what matters, right? All that stuff got you to where you are, but right now is where it matters. and you get to look back on all those things.
Dude, 100%.
You know, and how do we move forward?
Exactly. You know, even that's a good point too. So I'm being kind of selfish because I'm talking about myself, but what does my family think?
Right.
What does my sister think? What do you guys think?
Sure.
What do my immediate friends think? Like, do they think, wow, man, when they see me, are they like, oh, cool, he's doing good now? Or do they think like, wow, maybe I could do better today because he's standing in front of me? Like, that's the type of thing that I think everybody should look at. Because next time, if I ever meet this Joe dude, I'm going to think I'm looking at a rock star right in front of me. You know what I mean? I'm going to be like, yes, this guy is seriously one of the best people.
Right.
So I would like to see a lot more people do that same thing. I think it would be really cool. What have the kids been doing then if they're stuck at home?
Man, I hate to admit it. So they're doing school as much as they have to, which I think actually is coming to a halt here pretty quick. But they're gaming, and it's just getting so annoying.
What game?
I don't even know.
I don't know any of the new games.
I mean, it's
Have you seen that sim racing though?
That's pretty cool.
It looks cool.
It is pretty cool. But my girls are house cats. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it's, I don't know, Roblox or something, and it's pretty clean at least. But I was able to get a little bit this weekend.
That's pretty cool.
Which was good. We got some sun.
She was into it?
Kinda. I can't get her to be as pumped about bikes as I am, but if I can get them out every now and again, I do it, and I'm happy about it. You know?
Oh, so I was going to bring it up, and I don't know if you did it on your birthday. Maybe it was the day after, but I saw that you passed by the taco wagon, and you stopped on your bike ride.
So I did on Friday. That was a pretty good day.
Dude.
I rode out here to see my pop, and we hung out, did our thing, whatever, and then I rode back and stopped to see my new buddy Miguel. It is Miguel.
Yes.
Had 2 tacos. Had to keep it light because I had to keep going.
Yeah, you had to keep the motor running.
Yeah, it was good. Those are some good tacos.
Dude, they are really good. Did you put a bunch of stuff on them or no?
No, I kept it pretty easy because I had just ridden, and then I was gonna keep going. Yeah.
Dude, that would have been a real tough deal if you got a snoring dog too. Did you?
Oh man, I thought about it.
That would have been awesome.
And yeah, he asked me, "How far did you ride here?" Or "How far is your ride?" And like, "Well, 30 miles." What's wrong with you?
Well, now that we're talking about it, we had Alfonso commented in again, and he said, "What was the most satisfying moment since my accident?"
Nice, good question.
How about I give you one guess real quick, and then I'll answer it.
Okay.
You can answer it for me real quick. And
I think I'm pretty positive it has to do with this T-shirt.
Yep.
It was the first time you got to have tacos again.
So Alfonso, he's right. That's one of the most memorable things. But honestly, some of the most positive stuff and the most satisfying stuff was the people around me. I really do think it was people around me because a taco's a taco, right? But if you're lying on your deathbed, you're not thinking about tacos.
Right.
You're thinking about people.
Absolutely.
So I definitely think it was the people that were around me. And I think that that holds true with a lot of the guests that we've had on the show, the people that we've met through the show, the camaraderie that we've seen at the races, the camaraderie that we saw at the sand dunes, everybody, all the events that Cody puts on, the bike rides that you go on, everything revolves around the people that you want to be around and that you care about. And I think that's what really, really holds true in all this, is that even with all the stuff that's going on, you can FaceTime those people. Mm-hmm. You can Zoom.
Yeah.
Zoom everybody. And by the way, if anybody has any extra money that they want to invest, let's go in on Zoom stock because that's
no kidding,
just
right?
blowing up.
I'm sure it is. I think they're using it for school stuff even.
They are, yeah.
Okay.
So Brett Carpenter, I spoke with him today. He was a guest on our show. He used to work for Ridge, and now he's the Polaris race team manager. His wife is a school teacher, and she teaches Zoom classes now too.
Okay.
So that's what made me think about it. I was like telling him, I was like, dude, if we could have only invested in Zoom 6 months ago, because it is just like off the chain now how crazy it's getting.
There's a couple of platforms that Courtney's using as well. And, as soon as she starts telling me, oh, this is that and the other, and I'm like, oh, dang.
Yeah.
It's time the pan's hot. What can we do?
I don't know if it's super hot. Like, it's probably cooling off a little bit now.
You're right. Darn it.
I wish it was still that hot, man. Well, it's 6:30 now, so I don't want to get too far into, like, all that stuff that we were talking about. But I really do want to make sure that we're passing on positivity. So once Shelby comes on, it's going to be instant positivity. So
no doubt.
We're going to be super stoked on it. But if you guys do, if anybody's alone out there and they want to chat, hit us up on social media and talk to us. You can always hit us up anytime, whether it's myself that answers you or not. One of us will be able to, talk with you and just get you through it, man. I think you should text message people. You should call people. Just have as much interaction and positivity flowing through your life right now as possible, because no matter what happens, we're all going to come through this.
And it's a good point. Let me throw this out there real quick. I had to do this with one of my relatives today. I had to drive to Nogales. I was driving back, and I thought, man, some of us still have some duties that I guess we're being allowed to work because
Right.
our industry is whatever they want to call it.
Essential.
So with that said, everybody's kind of just like my girls are, right? They're doing, okay, how do I keep my mind busy? Well, I'm going to do this. And my point is, everybody's getting stuck in their house or whatever it is, and it's real easy to become kind of almost like a hermit.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you're not reaching out to the friends that you normally would see and whatever.
Exactly.
And it's a very good point to say, hey, maybe I need to make a list or something to make sure I'm checking in, and hopefully everybody's doing the same. They're having that thought of, hey, let's check in and make sure so-and-so is doing okay, or my aunt's doing okay, or whatnot, because it's real easy to just get shuffled away, I think.
Yeah. And when you have that solitude and you end up being, and this is just a human trait, it doesn't reflect on anybody specific, you end up being more selfish.
You do. It's a shut-in kind of thing.
It really
almost.
is.
Yeah.
So the more human interaction you have, the
that's
more
what I'm
open you
getting
are.
at.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So
Yep.
it'll make a big difference. We got a couple people watching. Greg and Cindy Leverton are watching. Hi guys. So let's. It's already 6:30. So let's take a real quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with our featured guest, Shelby Anderson. We can't wait to talk to her. We'll see you guys in a second.
Hello, I'm Justin, the founder of Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy has been around for 5 years, but we have personally been tuning suspension on off-road cars and race vehicles for over 25 years. We tune between 10 and 15 cars per day, every single day of the week. Our concentration is tuning shock systems and supplying components that improve the ride quality of your car in many ways. Not only do we work on the average UTV, but we also tune suspension for race teams and professional drivers. We currently tune for over 87 race teams in Best in Desert and Score. Our clients and race teams rely on our suspension components to allow them to win races and keep them safe. Suspension is a moving target. We are always trying to hit that target with every customer that we work with. Each customer's needs can be different, and we tune our kits accordingly. Our research and development never stops. We improve our components every single day. As the industry evolves and improves, so do our parts and kits. As of right now, we have over 100 products for UTVs. So when you bring your car to us, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you have the most experience, the highest quality products, and the fact that your car is being tuned specifically to you.
Zollinger Racing builds the best aftermarket products available. Products for your UTV or snowmobile, including billet radius rods, billet tie rods, billet steering knuckles, billet steering racks, alternator kits, and much more. All manufactured